Hello, Maddie. Hello, Molly. How are you? Hello, Crystal. Hello, Emma. Hello, Hannah. Hello, Maddie again.
Yeah, that was 38-year-old creep Staff Sergeant Michael Wilson out of Georgia. Now, that's also here with his wife, that they were responsible for coercing children into one of the most absurd things I could ever think of. I can believe, because we probably met her at a strip club off base, this psychic couple that was using their platform on social media to lure in children. Now, you're probably thinking, man, what happened to this guy already? Where is he at? I'll spoil it. The guy is already going to be serving 15 years in prison for this crime. He also has to pay $100,000 to every victim. They have not said how many victims he did encounter, but this could be $1 million that we're talking about. Truly want this at zero, if anything. What's even more interesting is he's actually looking at another type of punishment that he could be facing from the U.S. military over at Fort Stewart, where he will be facing a court-martial. If you guys don't know, the court-martial is really for things that cannot be handled at a lower level with non-judicial punishment, which actually can end up on your permanent record. His wife, right here, I'll show you her Instagram, which goes by the stage name Loretta Lightning Bolt. If that did not pique your interest at all into what type of person she is, also to include all the weird cat photos and kind of cosplay and stuff, it's obvious she is looking for some form of attention one way or another. If it's the psychic things or whatever it is, she is actually serving 6 years for covering up Michael's case, while she will be sitting there for tampering with evidence. Now, from the reports, it looks like none of this was a physical issue. Obviously, that does not change the emotional abuse that someone is going to go through when they're going through this if they're a minor. We don't even know how old these girls were to know how much of an impact that could be. It's crazy to me either way. It is looking like these interactions took place for about 2 years, from 2017 to 2019. Now, Michael and Loretta Lightning Bolt have a Facebook page with about 2,800 followers, and she has a massive following, I would say, or a good amount for a psychic reader, I would say, of about 10,000 on Instagram. Who knew you just had to take off your clothes on Instagram and you could get 10,000 followers like poof? One of the interactions that they've noticed is that Loretta Lightning Bolt, I'm going to keep using that name, yes, because it's that cringy, because what are we, back in like 2005 MySpace era where my name was going to be Nicky Nightmare? No, it's not. And do not bring up my emo days. I understand I was a skater boy, troubled emo kid that I've now phased out, and I'm now in the military, and I still reminisce, and I still listen to Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights. But these people have just lived in that era a little bit too long. Now, it looks like Loretta Lightning Bolt did try and cover for Michael. She was trying to persuade these minors that they were actually just conjuring up this idea of Michael and that these were all just psychic visions pretty much. And it does look like Michael and Loretta Lightning Bolt did deny most of these claims on their social media platforms, which were kind of scary to say that now they're officially charged, and some of their posts and some of their readings are still up there. And it's nuts to say how much money they were probably making off this when literally we're talking about pulling cards from a deck. A deck of cards. Let's be a little bit skeptical. I understand that, hey, maybe it says you're going to be a strong person. You're like, yes, I'm going to be strong. And you can apply it to your life in so many very generic ways. But the amount that they're charging like for an illegitimate service is just crazy to me, how many people are willing to go to this level. They were doing 3 card readings for $5 or 5 card readings for $15. And if you shared their entire post, you had a 1-chance card draw to know maybe what your fate was going to be. Ooh. And some of the charges that Michael will be facing are going to include the R word, not going to say it here. And the other one is going to be the S word, and when you kind of attack somebody. Also, I just want to point out a small fact on their Facebook page. It shows that she has availability all day today. I would assume she's going to have availability all day for the next 6 years. While people are like, hey, aren't you the person that's going to try and persuade me that, you know, your husband did very mean things to me and probably is going to scar me for the rest of my life? Sure, I'll give you some money to read some cards to me. When you put yourself on the internet and you conduct yourself in a certain way, it's just something that I realize that the military, whether it's Navy, Criminal Investigation Services, CID, whatever organization or body it is, they're going to be able to access part of your information. And we are not secluded or isolated in our own world when we're on the computer. I know it's 2020. We all know that your actions have a true repercussion, what you could actually have to suffer in the real world. This couple thought they could do things behind closed doors, and I'm sure that's what happened. But I can only reassure that the $100,000, the 15 years in prison, the requirement to register for every year the rest of his life is not going to change what happened to these girls. That is never going to go away. Not one single day. Really going to be a traumatizing lifetime experience that I don't think he or she will ever understand what that is. So this brings this part of the video where I'm going to ask you, what is the stupidest, craziest thing you've seen people spend money on, such as tarot card readings or whatever else? Because I don't see the lure in it. I get it. But the last thing I remember was Miss Cleo, the lady that was on the 90s commercials everywhere, which, by the way, she actually did have a lawsuit, I believe, and lost heavily because there was not any truth in what was happening and talking to Miss Cleo. If you believe that, you're an idiot anyway. But I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. And as always, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.